Hello friends and welcome back to the Game Closet. I have a question for you and feel free to discuss in the comments below. Do you have one or more of the latest gaming systems like the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Series S, or the Nintendo Switch? Another question, what do you consider retro in video games? Is a game retro because of its age, or is it retro because the game looks and feels antiquated? I believe you truly don't need the latest and greatest from PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or the Nintendo Switch to have fun. And I'm going to show you 12 buried treasures from the 7th generation consoles which are approaching retro status: the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, and the Nintendo Wii. Buried treasures are consoles and games that have been either forgotten because of technological advancement or never played for the very same reason. You may be a certain age, and guess what? You've never even touched these systems because you've never owned one or you've never seen one. And we will begin with the PlayStation 3. Sony's PlayStation 3 had 3 main models, and all PlayStation 3 models can play PlayStation 1 games. Yes, all models. Don't believe me? Grab a PS3 Slim or a PS3 Super Slim, pop in a PS1 game, and have fun. However, the original PS3 models had a special chip called the Emotion Chip that gave those chips the ability to play PlayStation 2 games as well. But we aren't going to focus on backward compatibility. We're going to talk strictly about 7th generation titles. Battlefield Bad Company for the PS3 and Xbox 360 is an offshoot of the Battlefield franchise, and in my opinion, the Bad Company games are in many ways superior to the main franchise. It's a first-person military shooter with destructible environments that focuses on the 4-man B team of the 222nd Army Battalion, the Bad Company. Bad Company is a great shooter with a fun story and fun protagonist that in 2008 was state-of-the-art, and the Frostbite engine paved the way for more games of its kind. It was followed up by Battlefield Bad Company 2, and if you have the PS3 or an Xbox 360, these earlier games can give today's first-person military shooters campaign a run for their money.
Come one, come all, to the most phenomenal, most extraordinary.
Puppeteer, a PlayStation 3 exclusive, is a delightful hidden gem in this buried treasure trove that disguises itself as a children's game, but it's much more than that. Puppeteer is a 2D and 3D side-scrolling platformer where you play as a puppet that used to be a little boy named Kotaro. He can swap out his head throughout the game, and he carries magical scissors cutting through the stage scenery that is his world. This all happens before an audience that cheers, oohs and ahs, and applauds Kotaro as he performs upon his stage. It's a beautiful PS3 exclusive game that one must dive into, and it's a guaranteed hit. I am terrible at platforming games, but for some reason I do quite well at this. It'll cost you as much as a newer game today, but it's very much worth being in your collection. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions for the PS3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii is one of the best Spider-Man games you will ever encounter. Of course, it's better on the PS3 and Xbox 360 for obvious reasons. You may love Spider-Man on the PS4 and PS5, but the story, graphics, and control of Shattered Dimensions title can easily stand up to its newer counterpart. One of Spider-Man's arch-enemies, Mysterio, causes him to destroy the Tablet of Order and Chaos, and now Spidey has to find the fragments at Madam Web's behest, which are scattered across multiple universes. You play as Spider-Man's different Spider-Man incarnations, there we go, in different universes to find the pieces and restore reality before it's too late.
Welcome to the jungle.
Dead Space is a third-person futuristic survival horror game that will keep you on the edge of your seat and in many ways will frustrate you to the point of controller homicide. When engineer Isaac Clarke has to start whooping necromorph asses left and right, solving a few minor catastrophes, and attempting to move the mysterious red marker, you'll be in for a wild ride that will send you to the local mom-and-pop shop for a new controller if you lose your head. Dead Space is bloody, scary, fun, and frustrating all at the same time. Made for both the PS3 and the Xbox 360, the Dead Space franchise will keep you knee-deep in the nastiest blood, gore, and jump scares.
Thank you, Isaac. I always believed in you.
The Xbox 360 did see its share of trouble with the original model. Remember the red ring o' death? But fear not. The slim consoles run great and are quite reliable.
Sound as a pound.
The 360 also had limited backward compatibility to some original Xbox games, and that's another great reason to own one. But the 7th gen games on Xbox 360 were amazing. So let's check out these games for the Xbox 360.
Keep it locked to Crash FM.
Burnout Revenge for the Xbox 360, and yes, there are versions for PS2 and OG Xbox, was the next step up in the evolution of the Burnout franchise. If you ever played a Burnout game, then you will know this game, but it's got... yes, more of the action-packed arcade racing, crashing combat, takedowns, and crash mode where you crash cars for the fun of it and see how much damage you've done monetarily. It's like being a vehicular hurricane. I could go on all day about Burnout Revenge's modes, cars, etc., but we're just showcasing a great arcade racer's graphics, and this game is worthy of your attention even with games like Forza 7 and Horizon Chase Turbo out there. Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2 are first-person shooters that put you up against terrorists that want to gamble in Las Vegas with automatic weapons and explosives. The co-op campaigns and terrorist hunt modes won't disappoint, and to be completely frank, Mrs. Dr. Scott and I have played Rainbow Six Vegas 2's terrorist hunt mode more than any other game, and you see us playing terrorist hunt split-screen co-op here. The current Rainbow Six Siege is online only, and only one person can play per console. Vegas 1 and 2 are both available on Xbox 360 and PS3 and can be played couch co-op, and that's a plus in my book all day long. Here at the middle of the list is the bonus game. Now, before I tell you what it is, please do me a big favor and smack that like button right down there. And I'd like to thank you for subscribing to Game Closet. Now, subscribing to Game Closet, it's absolutely free, and YouTube will let you know when I've released a new video for you to watch. I'd love to give you a great big hug for subscribing and liking the video, but we have to get to the bonus game, and that is Guitar Hero. I am being very non-specific about Guitar Hero, as the Xbox 360, PS3, and the Nintendo Wii all have many iterations of Guitar Hero available, and the best way to play is with a console-specific guitar for PS3, Xbox, or the Wii. Now, for copyright reasons, we can't hear any of the actual music from these great games, but there's a lot of fun to be had playing guitar, bass, drumming, and singing with the microphone. The guitar and drums may be a little pricey now, but guaranteed you will have a lot of fun. Yeah, Guitar Hero! Woo! On with the list. Gears of War is an Xbox 360 console exclusive. Well, you can play the Gears of War games on PCs too, but we're talking about consoles. This third-person couch co-op masterpiece is beautiful, controls like a dream, and kicks ass in all the right places. Marcus Phoenix and his best friend Dom Santiago are members of the COG forces trying to fight off a subterranean race called the Locust Horde. It's a race against time to defeat the Locust before they reclaim the planet Sarah, where humankind has made a home for many, many years. If you are looking to play one of the greatest franchises, here is where you start, and the best thing is that if you have an Xbox One or a Series X or S, you can play them on those systems too. Left 4 Dead on consoles is exclusive to the Xbox 360, and it's a first-person zombie outbreak survival game where up to 4 human players can play split screen right there on the Xbox 360. Heck yes, imagine that! A game from 2008 that can play up to 4 people couch co-op in the same damned room. If Valve can do it in 2008, why couldn't Bonnie Ross and 343 do it in 2021? Anyway, enough about failures. We're talking about Left 4 Dead. It's a wild ride where either you, by yourself, or up to 4 buds can kick zombie keisters until the cows come home. You make your way through buildings and outdoors attempting to get to safe areas without dying. Basically, that's it, but the zombies can overwhelm you quickly and you'll be glad you have your friends with you. No, not those friends, but that would be cool. Left 4 Dead Friends Edition. The Wii was very unique for its time, and Nintendo perfected the use of motion controls and gave end users something they had never quite experienced. Even though underpowered by comparison to its 7th gen cousins, the motion controls were the Wii's biggest asset and its biggest downfall. Some games were hindered by shoddy programming of gimmicky motion controls that a traditional controller would have handled much better. Love it or don't, the Wii is backward compatible with the GameCube's library, and today it's incredibly affordable since people are in love with the Nintendo Switch. So here are 3 amazing Nintendo Wii titles to keep you quite busy. What's black and white and red all over? MadWorld is. The Nintendo Wii isn't really known for its M for mature titles, but there are a couple of good ones like MadWorld, for instance. MadWorld is an ultra-violent, post-apocalyptic game show called Death Watch. You play as Jack navigating through the streets of the Death Watch game show, trying to survive by killing the oncoming foes and running through crazy gauntlets intended to stop you from reaching the end. Additionally, the Wii's motion controls are not only ideal for the game, they make perfect sense for shoving enemies into rose bushes, pulling street signs from the ground, and thrusting them into bodies. MadWorld isn't your typical Nintendo Wii game. Actually, it's not typical at all. The Super Nintendo had Donkey Kong, and the Wii has Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is a graphically gorgeous return to form for everyone's favorite gorilla and his little buddy Diddy Kong. The game can be played with the Wiimote and Nunchuck controller, or just the Wii remote controller turned sideways. Convenient, eh? In many ways, this game is the true successor to the original, but with a few modern additions like being able to use Super Guide if you lose 8 lives in one level. When you suck at platform games like me, Super Guide allows you to let a white Donkey Kong play the level for you. It takes the frustration out of having to attempt the level 97 times, like I do. Super Mario Galaxy takes Mario to the stars
to explore strange new worlds.
Thank you, Captain Kirk. And to become a platformer like you have never experienced before, as the platforms actually become the 3-dimensional planets themselves. And of course, Mario has to rescue Princess Peach from Bowser. Again. Isn't it suspicious that every once in a while Princess Peach gets kidnapped by Bowser and then spends the weekend with him, then Mario finally rescues her? Mario, dude, you're such a blind chump. This game and its sequel is where the Wii's motion controllers really shine, as the developers use many different logical hand movements to achieve specific character movements, and the star pointer, which uses the motion sensor to pick up star bits and other abilities. It's even possible to play this game couch co-op. This is truly the Nintendo Wii at its sharpest. So the Wii can play the GameCube's entire library, and you can even connect the GameCube controllers and memory cards to most Wii models. But if you get a Wii U, you can play all of the Wii's library, but not GameCube games. However, the Wii U is an HDMI console, so the original Wii games graphics are cleaned up just a little bit. Plus, some Wii games give you the 4 or 5 controller options, so that's fun too. While the PS3 and the Xbox 360 have very vast libraries, the Wii has many great games, but it's sadly riddled with shovelware. Now, the 7th generation of consoles, including the Wii, can offer many hours of fantastic video game fun without breaking the bank. For the same money you could spend on just a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, you can get an Xbox 360 Slim and a huge library of games. Now think about that the next time you're complaining about how bored you are and you've got $500 to burn. See you soon. Thank you for subscribing to Game Closet. It's absolutely free, and you can help us get to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. Hit the like button so YouTube will share our videos to more and more cool people just like you. We will see you very, very soon.